Hi students. Uh, Today we are going to discuss about function-oriented paradigm and object-oriented design. In previous class, we discussed about engineering approach and software systems. What are the challenges of large software systems, and what are the reasons for failure of the product? What do you mean by successful software systems? And engineering approach. So what do you mean by engineering approach? Engineering approach is nothing but with the help of that engineering approach, we develop, design the cost-effective software with uh, good quality. So that software must be satisfied by customers as well as management. Why? Because by following the engineering approach, we can deliver the product and within the time, and we can develop the product within the cost. But coming to function oriented paradigm and object oriented design, these are the different various paradigms which are used in the engineering approaches for developing the software. First, we see the difference between function oriented and object oriented design. Coming to function oriented paradigm, it focuses on functions, and the object oriented design focus on objects. For example, we can take for developing the online banking system in which we have number of functions, that is a withdraw function and transfer the money, deposit the money. These are the functions. By using these functions, we can implement the banking applications in function oriented paradigms. And also these functions are divided into sub functions. For example, we can take withdraw function that will be divided into sub functions, that is mm, first for withdrawing the money we insert the card nothing but so we can validate the card, that is nothing but one sub function of withdrawal. Next, after completion of the transaction, print the receipt, print also one sub function of the withdraw. So these are the sub functions of the withdraw. So the functions are divided into sub functions. So these sub functions are implemented in the with the help of function oriented paradigms. Next, coming to object oriented design, we focus on objects. That is, for example, in banking system, same application we can take. Customer is one object, money is one object, account is one object. So we can design these objects and we can provide the communication in between those objects through the message passing. Next, the main difference between function-oriented design and object-oriented design is reusability. So reusability means, for example, we can take inheritance mechanism in object-oriented design. Inheritance mechanism is nothing but one class acquires the properties of another class. So that means one class use the code of another class. That is called reusability. For example, we can take parent class and child class. The child class use the code of parent class at the time of developing the product. So that is the reusability mechanism provided by the object oriented design. But coming to function oriented paradigms, it provides the low reusability mechanisms. So with the help of reusability mechanisms, definitely we can develop the product uh, within the time, as well as we can reduce the cost as well as development time. So that is the main difference between function oriented technology and object oriented technology. So coming to our syllabus, that is object oriented software engineering, in how we are going to use the object oriented design in the software engineering mechanisms for developing the software. So with the help of object-oriented technology, we can develop the good, that is quality and cost-effective software and deliver to the customer. Another main difference is function-oriented and object-oriented design is function-oriented design. It is suitable for project with stable requirements, as well as coming to object oriented design. It is suitable for project with changing user requirement. So nowadays, not sorry the user may change the requirements day to day. So based on that user requirements only, we can develop the product. So the object oriented design approach suitable for the project with changing user requirement. See, these are the contents of our Unit 1 syllabus. Uh, First one is system development as an industrial process, system development characteristics, the system life cycle, the system development as a process of change, the system development and reuse, system development and methodology, and last one is objectory. It is a one development technique. With the help of this technique, we can develop the good software to the user. See, first one is system development as an industrial process. So, what do you mean by system development? System development is the process of defining, designing, testing, and implementing a new software application or program. So, actually, the system development is a process that consisting of many steps. The steps are design, testing, implementation. These are the steps we have to follow at the time of developing the software. Ne- Next, software technology. So software technology is nothing but we can use the technology, software technology, at the time of developing the software. Uh, so based on because of lack of knowledge on that technology and lack of practices on that technology, lack of experience on that technology, we can develop the poor product. So the developers, when the developers has more skills on the technology and experience on the technology, then they will develop the good product, and finally we can deliver the good product to the customer. So so for developing the good product, we required some good method, creative processes we are used in the initial development of the computer-based system. With the help of that creative processes and methods, we can develop the quality software. So for developing the quality or good software, we follow some we follow one useful analogy. In that useful analogy, in that useful analogy, that means it consisting of different steps. By following that steps, we can develop the good software or quality software. So coming to useful analogy, that consisting of architecture, method, process, and tools. So what do you mean by architecture? So the architecture is nothing but it is a internal structure of the system. So before going to developing the system, first we must select the architecture. So for example, we want to build house. We want to build one house, our house. So first we see the different houses of our friends. So based on that different houses, we can select the best architecture. We can select the best architecture. So after selecting the architecture, mm so how to develop that architecture? So we require some method. So the method is nothing but it is a step-by-step procedure. So with the help of this method, we can develop the architecture. So how we are going to execute the method? So by using process, we can execute the method. So method process is nothing but using of that method. That is called nothing but process. Next, tools. The tools are supposed to the process, methods, and architecture. So first we define the architecture. how to develop the architecture with the help of method, how to execute that method by following the process. So how so coming to tools, these tools are supposed to process, methods and architecture. So for developing the architecture, we are using the various methods, and that methods are executed by the process, so, that will be supported by the tools. See, so the process is nothing but a approach. That is an engineering approach. That engineering approach has well-defined process. That process consisting of sequence of execution of activities, sequence of activities. So that is called process. Execution of that activity is nothing but process. That activity is contained by the method. That method applied on that architecture. So all these supported by the tools. These tools may be automated. So next class we discuss about what are the activities in the building construction. Okay, thank you.